Hello, and we're live from New Hampshire at PorcFest. This is episode 57 of the Dash Force Free Amigos.
Getting old.
And I'm actually with Joel in person.
Oh, wow. Who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who gave this guy a mic?
Be honest, do I have more hair than you thought I would? I tell you what.
About the same.
I never wear hats, but it's so hot here, but the mosquitoes are just chewing me alive.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. We have to give props to Danny from the Crypto Show. So this isn't RV in the background, but he's really helped us out and setting everything up. So he's been an absolute diamond.
Danny's been a great asset to this whole run around doing event stuff. He's been with me for Libertopia. He's been with me for Voice and Exit. And now he's with me here at PorcFest, schlepping the RV over, having all the shirts and swag and the signs and stuff. And now delivering our mobile podcast setup.
Excellent. Yeah, Danny's been a right diamond geezer. But the show's been amazing. So we got here on, when did we go here? Monday, right? Maybe I'm still jet lagged. Tuesday. And you did a chat today, right? In the Dash Pavilion.
Yeah. So, I had a talk at noon.
Yep.
And I'm going to have a moderated crypto panel later. So it is good. We've been staying very busy. I had a talk on Tuesday as well. We've been setting up a whole lot of wallets. Somehow, even with the campground and just the bad reception or whatever, we still got a whole lot of wallets. A lot of cool people here. There was also Tone Vase here. And yeah, there was a few debates. And it was good. It was a good time. But I don't want to spend too much time with us. We're doing a round robin thing of guests where we're going to have a few different guests on. And so that means right now I'm going to have to evict this foreigner from American soil and bring in our first guest.
Special guest. But
don't take it as an insult. Vin Armani.
Woo!
Good. Hopefully I won't spill my cider. Yep, and I almost did.
Almost spilling the cider. That's okay.
Oh my
goodness. We're all boozing up here at the Porcupine Freedom Festival.
It's part of the experience, man.
Yeah, so we got a good solid 10 minutes with Vin, and then we'll have to switch out somewhere else. We're going to try to keep this fit as much meat space into the crypto space as possible.
Like it.
So, Vin, how many PorcFests have you been?
This is actually only my second PorcFest.
Wow.
But last year's PorcFest was when it was coming here that made me decide I have to move to New Hampshire. And so I've been here for 2 years. So really you could say that this is 2 years, 2 months. You really could say that that this is really my first PorcFest, Porcupine Freedom Fest as a porcupine myself. So that's it's really a whole different experience, actually.
So how's the crypto world with all this? Have you seen how much usage of crypto are you seeing around here?
Well, I will tell you this, you know that I am a Bitcoin Cash guy almost by default, with Cointext and everything. Now, I have been able to spend Bitcoin Cash quite a bit. All of my breakfasts have been Bitcoin Cash and Cointext, but I have to tell you that I just ran into, and it was the second merchant who was like, "Oh, I don't take Bitcoin Cash. I only take Dash."
Ooh.
So yeah,
you merchant shaming here.
Yeah, so I had to spend my Dash. I didn't try to convert him because I do carry Dash, and so yeah, you guys are doing the damn thing out here. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
Well, we're working hard. We also had a very special guest with us. Tone, the legend of Vase, apparently. I debated him right in the spot for a good hour and a half.
Yeah, I caught quite a bit of that. I can only take so much of Tone. So you are a scholar and a gentleman and a patient individual to sit there with him.
You also sat through the Chris Pacia Toad Bays debate. And what do you get this general sentiment of people? How does the crypto crowd here at PorcFest seem to differ from, say, crypto conferences? I'm sure you've been to plenty of those. Or a few.
Well, I think I've been to a few, and I guess what I would say is I've had more positive conversations here, even with people who are very, very tied to their particular currency, and they've been productive in the fact that, I mean, I had one this morning during breakfast, sat down with the guy who's pretty much a BTC maximalist, and it was a super positive conversation. So, I mean, Tone was out here really trolling in person and like staying in character, which is fine, which is totally fine. Staying in character.
Kayfabe.
Right. But no, it was it's great. Like, what's interesting here is that there are so many individuals here who crypto is just a way of life for them, that it's not a big deal. They're not super tied to one particular coin or the other. Merchants are accepting it. And I really love to see that. It's the reason why I moved out here, was really to see, hey, it's a free market. What do merchants really want? What is it that they're expecting? And, you know, in the free market, I got to say, so far, Dash is showing improving. So, I mean, you know, it's very impressive.
Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting experience trying to figure out how crypto works in a completely not only decentralized environment, but also in a wilderness environment. I mean, we're not quite in the wilderness, but there are trees and, you know, grass, and there's no infrastructure around here. This is such a crappy little town. Like, no offense to Lancaster,
Right?
It's a beautiful town in a very beautiful part of the state. However, as far as towns go, it's not top notch. In fact,
Sprint. So I'm kind of, you know, well, it's trial by fire, man. It's a crucible. What's funny, is it funny? Is it ironic? I don't know which one it is. My mobile internet working very, very well. So like every wallet, no problem. It's working pretty good, except for Cointext, my wallet, which the whole selling point is you don't need any internet, because while my mobile internet is working very well, I can't send SMS or do any phone calls. So that's been fun.
This is exactly it, though. This is what will make
everything
so much better, because now you know the kind of environment. That's the thing, is a lot of well-meaning people speculate about what is this going to do? How is this going to actually help out the world? Oh, it's decentralized stuff. But then you got to throw it. You have to field test it. Market test it. Take it to market. This is a market. This is a wilderness, not internet-y area. And then guess what? There's no cell service. So now
trial by fire, man.
Now you kind of see maybe the SMS thing isn't the best for wilderness people. Maybe it's best for people who have flip phones and good service on that, but not so much internet.
Well, or, you know, I think that there are a lot of places in the world, and it's what we're gearing toward, and we'll probably release a Dash version as well, where you've got people where data is very expensive, but text messages are and phone calls is not a problem. That's a lot of the world. It's actually a testament to just how well developed these cell networks are, that the internet is prioritized here on Sprint over my SMS and phone. So it's like they've prioritized mobile internet. I mean, but again, it's what's great about the space is there are so many different solutions. There's no barrier to entry. It's permissionless for developers to experiment. But I wish there were now there are quite a few developers here,
which is very good,
which is great, and that's important. I really do think that this is a great opportunity, and I would like to see, and I'm going to be pushing in the future, that exactly as you say, what a proving ground, what a testing ground. Like, I would love for developers to be out here competing to see how well their apps could work in this particular environment, right?
Yes. One thing I've noticed is, as you say, like, people tend to be much more willing to get along even when they have their particular coins. I've run into a few trolls. Obviously, Toad Vase is a troll, but
one of the biggest.
But we hung out and shook hands. I told him that the slushies in the VIP tent with vodka are extra good.
They are
actually. I don't know if he took me up on that, but
it's actually rum with the white one is particularly good. Yeah,
I'll have to remember that for tonight.
Yes, do it.
So Toad, he took off earlier, shook my hand. I was like, "Thanks, it's great being here." He was a gentleman, off camera, despite being Tone in his day. And then there was a family with like Monero shirts, and one of them had like a digital trash shirt and stuff. They all got set up with Dash wallets. Were quite happy. It took the selfies and all that. Probably shifted Monero, but who cares? I don't care. And then there was a guy I know who really is not a Dash fan. He comes up to me later. He's like, "Oh, you got this together?" Like, yeah. He's like, "Well, thanks so much for doing this. This really helps out Freedom Movement. I'm not the biggest fan of Dash, but now that I see it's a great thing that this is all happening." So it's a very, very warm, touchy-feely moment with people who in other conferences or whatever, be shouting at each other, especially online, or probably just ignoring each other until they got to Twitter and be like, look at this asshole behind me. So it's been a very, let's try to live on crypto. Let's try to live fiat currency free around here.
I mean, but that is Satoshi's vision. And I do consider, I mean, so far, every coin that we've named so far, I consider to be within the Bitcoin family, and I consider to be an aspect. And well,
we'll keep going. I'm not picking on Verge. I just named something else out.
I consider to be an aspect of that vision, and I think
what's up?
No, I do think that you're right, that it really changes things when the mode is, like I say, we the interaction that I had at breakfast, we both paid with crypto, and the guy who was making breakfast is pretty much a BTC maximalist, but yet he was willing to take Bitcoin Cash on my coin text via SMS, and it's like, okay, this is when people get together and we're really trying to do this, and we're really trying to make our way and feed each other and take care of each other and protect each other. I think that a lot of that stuff goes away. And, at conferences, it's about other conferences. It's about posturing and puffing your chest out. And there's a place for that. There's definitely a place for that. But, if you want to see how it's really going down, this is the place.
Well, perfect. What a endorsement of PorcFest. Thank you very much for being on for a very short time, Vin.
Oh, my pleasure.
And now we're going to bring in Mark and Danny, and I'm going to go off, and I'll see you in a second. Another 10 minutes, another fun time.
Vin has some vodka as well for sale on crypto. What's the website, Vin?
Babyvodka.com. BEBI, but they can just type
Babyvodka.com. I tried some. I'm not a vodka guy, but it's really good. Normally when I have vodka, I put a funny face, but this was super smooth. And you get personalized bottles as well. And I think you get a discount if you use crypto as well. So
sunglasses, huh?
Check that out, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So right, let me get these headphones on. Danny, man, you're a superstar, but you've been getting him in trouble. He's trying to set me up with these girls, so he's trying to get me a green card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, some of them may not have completely been girls.
So
or at least not at one time.
So you're pretty used to like the liberty movement. This is actually my first libertarian event, first PorcFest. You're always in the move in the RV, and we're so grateful for you being here, because in New Hampshire, the actual wireless connections isn't been too good with the mobile data, right? And you've got a hotspot, so you've actually saved us in terms of setting up mobile wallets. So
yeah, as bad as T-Mobile has been for me in the past, it's doing pretty good now. I'm proud of you, T-Mobile.
Yeah, well, I've always say you've always been a great ambassador for Dash. You do great things with Dash Cares. I'm sure everyone watching already knows, but just want to give a recap, because you was in Mexico recently, right?
Yeah, I have to go back like every week or so to check up on the crew. Right now, I'm waiting on some materials that are coming from actually the president of the city to finish this up. So we're the roof beams and stuff, I'm not paying for that. It's way too much. It would, especially with the price the way it is.
Is this the children's hospital? Or
no,
this
is, excuse me, this is the Senior Citizen Center. So we have a government building that will have the Dash emblem emblazoned on the top over the government name. So it's called the DIF, the DIF. and this is a senior citizen center. Basically, it lets them go, dance, knit, do just social functions. And a lot of what it is these elderly people whose family members have moved on to the U.S. and they've just kind of forgotten about them. So they don't really have a lot of support. So they go to the DIF to get a meal for 10 pesos.
Wow. Can we change it from the DIF to the DUF?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that would maybe so.
That would be awesome.
Well, a little bit of graffiti can't stop that.
Right. I've got a few questions for you to make the most of the time.
Sure.
As you know, I'm a Mastodon donor. And yeah, here we go.
You voted. You're the one that voted against me.
Oh, well, So you've actually got a proposal up at the moment, and you do a stellar job to Dash. But this one's a bit different. You mentioned to me something about Bloomberg, but it's not the TV; it's the radio.
No, yeah, it's Bloomberg Radio, and we're trying to get on Bloomberg Radio in Miami, Houston, and San Francisco. So this is basically kind of the business news, and it's I think one is at 10 a.m., another one's at 2. And I forget the time of the other one, but they're really good times during the day. The one that we're on in Phoenix is actually drive time. So we get all these people that are trapped in their car. That's a little bit different story, because it's it's conservative radio, so I assume that it's, you know, older white Republicans, and especially looking at some of the shows on there, you know, it's Michael Savage and some obnoxious guy named I forget what his name is, but he complains about Muslims all the time. So I don't really, you know, I don't support what's on the network, but if we can reach these people, and like the guy that I'm working with in Phoenix is he has 7 ATMs, and he holds a class once a month, and then we have meetups every Wednesday night after the show. And what he said is that the people that come to him who want to learn how to set up wallets are older people, because younger people, they just know, hey, I go to YouTube and say how to, and there's all the information. When you're talking about people that are, you know, 60, 70, 80 years old, they don't go to YouTube. They need someone to walk them through it. So for that, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so I think it's important that we reach out to new markets, and I think we've seen that
recently. You're going to want to go a little closer to your mic.
Some proposals fairly recently with the master owners actually asking for that. So just for clarity, so this will be the crypto podcast, but actually like syndicated.
Yes, so, on 4 major networks. Like before, we were on a small city network there in Austin that just covered the city of Austin. The one that we're on in Phoenix literally covers almost the whole state. It's a 50,000 watt AM.
Yeah.
And the others are, you know, these are all FCC big name stations.
So what's the ask? What's
30 Dash? I'm basically trying to cover. I'm trying to cover. I'm trying to cover the airtime, which is about $4.50 per show, and then you know, I'll have a little bit left to give out for wallets and stuff. And then I hope to pick up some other advertisers like Edge, where I'm already talking with Edge, and that would kind of fill in where the profit and stuff would come in. And I'm actually hoping that there's this one fellow who is part of Dash that might join me to be that. I'll wait till I can actually announce that before I announce it. But if that happens, it would be buttery smooth.
Excellent. Well, you know, you've got my vote, so that sounds amazing. So are you going to still consider keeping the same format? You're not going to change anything at all? So I'm just thinking in terms of like ROI as master. So like you're still going to be delivering the same value, and from that proposal as well, is that allocated to Dash Cares as well, or is that
no? I don't need funds for Dash Cares right now, because I'm stuck on this one project, and until I can get that done, I don't need anything else. Those funds are allocated for that.
Yep. And
once that is completed, if something else happens, another hurricane or whatever, and we can do some good and get some publicity out of it, then I'll ask for more. But at this point, we don't need any. I don't need any for the remittance right now. I'm waiting on the BitGo implementation so we can get BitSo involved, and then from there I can work more on getting the remittance side done. So I've got my hands tied in things, but the funds are there. They're allocated for that. I'm not walking away from responsibility.
Fantastic. So you've been grilling me pretty hard since I've been here, asking me about all kinds of things going on with Dash. What's your general sentiment at the moment? I think it's quite healthy, because we've got so many proposals.
So
this is good,
you know, I'm looking at Dash Central, and I see kind of one public sentiment, and then I have masternode owners that are reaching out to me behind the scenes that are kind of like concerned, what is the direction? And I think it's like people feel like maybe Core has got a little too much power, and it's becoming centralized or something. And hopefully that will be proven by the masternodes that they can make whatever changes are necessary to keep Dash what it is. And that's what I'm hoping for.
It's getting really interesting, because it's very healthy, in my opinion, because we have lots of proposals, but with the market pullback,
right,
we're having to vote more strategically and actually defund proposals that's been funded previously.
Right.
And although Core did the forward guidance, which was the first time to say, hey, we're going to be doing these big asks, and I think that was for tax obligations. So that was Glenn Austin, the new CFO. I say new, he's been in the job for a few months now.
Right.
Nice chap. But yeah, it puts pressure on the market. So literally this month's cycle, everyone else has been pushed out. Now they did do that forward guidance, yet we're still seeing people submit proposals.
Right.
However, one of those proposals by Core is actually being voted down, right? Currently at this point in time.
Yeah. And that was kind of interesting, because earlier today, just by coincidence, I had a press pass to BEF in San Francisco, which is the Blockchain Economic Forum. And so Waxman actually reached out to me to talk to other, I think the name was Shift, SHYFT. They wanted me to talk with one of the people from there. And so I started fishing, actually asking things like, oh, do you have any other cool technologies that would really be, you know, something that I would want to know about, like maybe in payments? I'm literally like feeding them the questions to say, yes, Dash. They never did. So I was like, what the hell, man?
Well, there's so many great projects going on at the moment, and we've just been talking nonstop. But one big project that I know you're a huge fan of is Alt 36.
No, I am not a fan of Alt 36 whatsoever. If they have something, I want to see it. I've been harassing them on Twitter because I want to see the technology. While they've been going on for however long it is, talking about doing it, someone else has already done it in Vegas. It's called the Tokes platform. You can literally go right now and buy cannabis with cryptocurrency in Vegas, and it only took them like 6 months and a fraction of the price to pull this off. And it will actually be available on an ATM that Dash is available on. So you will be able to buy cannabis at a dispensary with Dash, but you're going to have to buy Tokes from the Tokes platform to do it.
Hey, free market, baby. Cool.
Sorry, but look, and I'm pissed because we've reached out. I don't know who else in the Dash media arms have reached out, but we've reached out multiple times and they want to give us a response. It's like vague answers. So yeah, I'm a little upset at the response I've got because I'm literally trying to help them and they won't respond.
Well, okay, well, you know, we have a difference of opinion, and I think we can hear the passion in your voice about this. But you are passionate about the subject as well, because you travel to these dispensaries as well, right? In Colorado? Is that right?
I spent months on the road. I traveled exactly 10,000 miles from my door to my door, doing a loop around the western half of the U.S., talking to dispensaries, telling them about this great technology that I've yet to see.
But you want them to succeed, though, right?
I want them to succeed, yes. Show me the money.
Well, they've had a lot of money, but they're on the circuit right now. They're visiting cannabis fest. So I remain optimistic, but I see what you're saying. I want to see something tangible.
Just let us know something, man. You got to communicate. We're the Dash arm of the media. Why are you doing interviews with cannabis thing? Talk to us. Let us know something, or at least tell us what we should not be talking about. Just respond to us. Maybe I shouldn't be saying these things right now.
Well, I'll keep it balanced. And one thing I will say, just in Alt 36 defense, they do monthly updates to the Dash forums. However, communication is good, right? And Dash Force has reached out to Alt 36, so hopefully we can have some more insight in that. So, Danny, I think you're going to be interviewing me soon as well on your channel, right?
Yeah.
So you're not just on the radio; you're on YouTube as well, doing interviews at
events.
We're
trying to build the YouTube channel and reach that audience.
Right. Well, we're just going to wrap this up, and Joel's going to come on with a special core developer. I'll leave that as a mystery to come on as a big surprise. Danny, where are you going to after this? Where can people follow you next?
Well, we're working our way back to Phoenix because we have the live radio show already going in Phoenix. So you want to get back there and do that.
You got space in the RV for me?
Maybe. I don't. Do you have a green card? I've already had run-ins with Border Patrol and stuff.
Well, ladies, guys, I'm available. So let's make this happen.
All
right. Okay, we're passing over to Joel and a special Dash Core developer, Joshua.
Thank you, Mark, for soaking up all the air in the room and our time. Man, you got a huge head. I didn't adjust this. Anyway, yeah, hi, guys. This guy? This guy's a cool guy. His name's Joshua. He works for Dash. I work for Dash, but he works for the actual part of Dash that is Dash, meaning he develops for Dash, and he managed to put the hat on with the with the whole thing. How's it going? Is this your first PorcFest?
This is my first PorcFest.
Your PorcFest.
Yes.
Okay.
That.
Yes. How are you enjoying it so far?
It's fantastic. I'm around my people. You can walk up to somebody and make a Rothbard joke, and they won't just look at you like, huh? It's great.
Yeah, this is an interesting spot because you got a highly concentrated amount of people who are into stuff like any firearms ownership, alternative money, voluntary forms of everything. And of course, it makes it a very prime crypto crowd.
Yeah.
But how different is this from other crypto crowds you've been in? How much crossover is there from the radical liberty world and the crypto thing? Because you seem to be, like me, crossed over into both worlds.
Yeah, there is a lot of overlap there. But I feel like this event is Liberty and crypto, and other events I've been to are crypto and Liberty, and that changes the flavor of things a little bit. Like the primarily crypto crowd, I think that it kind of feels a little bit like a battleground, right? You know,
yeah,
we
zero
want,
sum,
we
fighting
want
for a
the
piece
thing,
of the pie.
Yeah, exactly. We want the thing that we're working on to win or to succeed, and sometimes it can feel just emotionally like that means that we have to fight.
Yeah,
and here the whole premise of Liberty is that kind of fighting is just a marketplace operation. It's not a violent thing. My win doesn't have to mean your loss. And I think that having that as a foundation kind of changes the way people feel about things.
Yeah, it's been interesting, as I explained earlier. It's been a lot of people who don't agree with me on crypto, like that we're doing this, like that Dash is here on Force, like that we're setting up wallets, like that they could spend stuff just about anywhere. And that must be a little bit of a interesting thing. This is also because Dash is trying to market itself to all kinds of people to eventually become a global payment system. But have you been to any of those like finance conferences?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, it seems like this seems like it would be complete opposite of this, because you got, you know, suits trying to figure out how do I use this technology to maximize ROI and this and that, and then you have people here being like, smash the state, being like, make taxation theft again. Oh, whoa. What do you know?
Sure. Make taxation theft again.
Yes. There was a shirt over there that I'll have to get one of that also they take Dash over there that says, it shows a picture of the AK-47, says the only thing that communism has ever produced that's worked. And just the fun vibe all around here. It's very, one thing I've noticed is crypto shirts tend to be about as oftenly seen as just regular Liberty shirts.
Yeah, and Massachusetts, it's like the mountains went away. So
yeah,
it's nice to be around mountains.
Yeah, mountains are good. You know, unfortunately, they're not good for the signal, but we have managed to set up a few wallets. Do you remember how many you've set up so far yourself? You just got here on Thursday, which is yesterday.
Maybe 10, 15?
10, 15. See, he's working and he's working.
Yeah, you can't tell who's going to have. You would think that you could just look at somebody and say, well, they don't know about crypto, or this person's not going to, you know, this person looks like they have a lot of technical knowledge. You can't predict at all. Like you'll talk to somebody and they'll just want to soak up every detail about how things work. What are the incentives? You know, why does it work? They have probing questions. Some people are just like, I heard there's free money over here, and a lot of these merchants say they accept Dash. I want to give it a try. They don't need the technical expert. You can't predict. So it's just a matter of just listening to what people want and finding out, you know, how you can help them. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they've found a few people who are crypto developers who have set up with wallets. And then just during the first part of the podcast, there was some lady with a laptop who wanted to set it up on the laptop, and she didn't know what Wi-Fi was. And there's a little bit of a gulf there. But the thing is, that kind of a person, the first kind obviously would be into this sort of thing. The second kind, only at PorcFest, would be just like trying to bring out the laptop to like totally not the person who'd be trying to go for this stuff, but just still by being here, by breathing in the free air, understands that this is important, that somehow all these like nerdy stuff somehow is important to the freedom of the human race. Yeah, it's very interesting. So we've been pretty busy here. I gave a talk on Tuesday, and then all yesterday we've been just scrambling around doing stuff. I was on the crypto show and
that was fun.
The digital cash evolution thing, talking to listeners on the Phoenix radio on their about how to set up wallets and all that kind of stuff, and then debated the Fearless Tone vase. And then today, I had a talk today, and then now we're doing this. And of course, they're setting up wallets like right back there. We're not going to turn on the camera. There's a big line of people, and then poor Justin over there is just like, he's in the trenches, in the salt mines. So yeah, we've been working really hard, and then we got a crypto panel that I'm moderating in just a few minutes. You're on it, so we're going to take off in just a couple minutes. But yeah, it's your day 2, right?
Yeah.
Day 3, the big one. It's that Friday night, Saturday.
Yeah, I've heard it gets pretty packed around here.
What have you bought with crypto here?
I bought a bunch of pins that I pinned on my hat. I bought a stuffed porcupine to go on the dashboard of the car. I got some Zimbabwe inflation dollars.
It's funny that people are selling Zimbabwe dollars for way over market value, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But just for novelty value is high. So are you deflating the Zimbabwean dollar?
I don't think they use those dollars anymore.
Oh, they're the old ones.
I think
they are selling bolivars though.
Oh, I missed that.
I don't know where they are, but I saw someone selling bolivars now. Maybe I should buy some and then send them to the whole Dash Caracas team, and they'll be, well, what the hell? Like, why are you doing this? That would be the ultimate troll. I got this for you. I paid like 0.45 Dash. And they're like, what? Oh, that would be a little bit of a cruel joke, but yeah, it is what it is, right? That's the interesting thing here is this is really a currency competition zone because you have all kinds of people using mostly US dollars as far as fiat. You have silver being used all over the place here, and there's people who are selling silver in case you don't have some. I know people are using Bitcoin, not that many because they got out of the habit with the high fees. Bitcoin Cash, Dash is of course the big one, and there's this tent next to us called BitBean, and then their own special Bean coin, Bean Cash or whatever.
Those guys are fun.
Yeah, which I have no idea what that's for, if it's going to endure or not, but whatever, it is what it is, and they're using that. I've seen some Dogecoin flying around. There's a bunch of different things. Zcash, Monero, what name you.
It's a real proving ground.
Yeah, and it's a real proving ground. But more importantly, it shows that there can be harmony. And all these vendors take all of them. Like none of them are like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna take Bitcoin. I'm just gonna take Dash, or I'm just gonna take the top three. They're like, I'll take everything. Some of them just like I see like a dozen different printed out QR codes, and yeah, it's pretty crazy because, and I recognize the font of the QR code as being the Koinomi wallet. Everyone has a Koinomi wallet because that's everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're probably going to have to charge down the hill and be on the panel now. Next up is going to be Mark and Justin, if I can get their attention. Yo, you want to get Justin? Yeah, sure. Yes. Sorry. Nice. He's a man of endless ramblings, and yeah. He's a rambler of endless Mannings. I don't know. I kind of lost my.
Well, right now he's fresh from the trenches, as you said.
Yes. BitBeans have master nodes too. Oh, goodness. All right. So Joshua and I are going to be on the crypto panel. We're taking Vin Armani on our way down, and then we'll have some other cool people there. Some people you might recognize. All right. See you guys. As always, stay dashy. Yo.
Excuse me. Wow. Who knows Justin in the live chat?
Are we in the live chat?
Yeah. So we are live now. So let's get these headphones on.
Oh, excellent. Hey, everyone. Didn't know we were live. Good thing I didn't say anything bad.
Yeah, so Joel's heading down to the pavilion now for a panel to discuss cryptocurrency and all things Dashy. Those in the live chat, Justin is the new whiz kid on Dash Force News that writes the articles, banging them out.
It's amazing. It's a great job. I love writing about Dash, love talking about Dash, love talking to other people about Dash, love talking about economics of Dash, anything about Dash. I love it.
Yeah, so what's your background? Because you studied economics, right?
That's right, Mark. I studied economics at University of Pittsburgh for 3 years. Then I went to do 1 year at the London School of Economics and learned all about economics in a diversity of ways, about how it applies to different sectors of their economy. But my favorite part was probably macroeconomics, and urban and spatial economics.
Wow. Okay, so what have you learned from this PorcFest? Because you've been setting up wallets at the booth. So have you run into any issues, or has it all been plain sailing?
It's all been pretty plain sailing. The only issue has been data connection, just because we're up in the middle of nowhere in New Hampshire. Because it's a lot of fun to go camping, but we still get internet access. Like for an hour or two, it'll like go in and out. You have to walk up a hill, but it's pretty good. So it just proves that even in today's world, that you still get internet access in the remote places. So it's only going to get better in the future.
And what have you made of the merchants? I've been quite surprised that how many of them accept in Dash. Most of them are using the AnyPay POS solution. Yeah. But did you expect them to be this many merchants here?
I think I came into it with the expectation that everyone would be taking Dash, just because I know this is New Hampshire. Dash is very popular already. The AnyPay system is very popular. But there was a couple of merchants that didn't take it. And the Bitcoin shop actually got them set up with AnyPay here on site. And there's actually one place, the pizza place, that couldn't accept Dash because they're inside a giant food truck and they had no service. But the Bitcoin shop got them a mobile hotspot, got them set up, and they had the AnyPay system. Were taking Dash within a day, which was quite incredible.
And I can verify that pizza was good as a pizza lover.
Yeah, Mark's the pizza man.
So what have you bought here with Dash so far? Mainly food?
I think mostly T-shirts. I bought a lot of T-shirts and a lot of decorative pins with Dash. Food was probably the least amount I bought.
So what are your takeaways from this? Like, if you was going to do an event again, what would you do differently? Because it seems like from all the crypto panels, we always get like a rush up, like an influx of people wanting to be set up with Dash to spend at the other merchants. Is it always wise just to keep giving free handouts of Dash? Do you think that helps kickstart the economy, or do you think people are just looking for handouts?
I think it's very helpful because there's a lot of people I met, even the majority of the people I met here, and even though it's a libertarian specific event, there's a good amount of people here that either haven't heard of Dash or they've heard of it and they're just like, okay, whatever. But when they hear, I can get free money, they rush on over, they learn more about Dash, they learn how quickly it is, how easy it is, and they're like, man, I want to keep using this. And I've actually even heard a few stories from previous events where Dash is giving out free Dash to attendees, and they're like, never used Dash before, got some free Dash, and then after I used that, I was so impressed, they loaded up with more Dash, and then they just continued to use it, and we're into the system. But the one thing I would say that would be wise to do in the future would be to separate areas for new people and experienced people, because there's been a lot of people that have come up to us that have been heavily involved in the Dash community and they really love using Dash and they just want to learn more about the technicalities, and it's great to talk to them about that. But I mean, it would be great if we could just separate the experienced people with the new people and then just help the new people out and then go more in depth with the people that want in-depth information. And the great part, too, is I've referred a few people to Dash Force News, the Dash forums, the Discord channel, just say, hey, if you really want to get involved, head over to these sites and you can learn more about it, which has been excellent.
Yeah, well, you've been an absolute superstar, and I can't imagine Dash Force actually running without you now because you've become an instrumental team member. What's your Twitter?
My Twitter is @JustinSolard. And it's literally just my name, Justin, and then my last name, which is Szilard. I have a very unique last name.
Yes, you do. And you're in Discord as well, right?
Yes, I am in Discord. I changed my handle just because everyone told me they didn't know what my handle was. It's now just my Twitter handle, Justin Slard. It used to be Slizzy McSlizzface, which I think is hilarious, but people couldn't find me.
Someone may have cracked the whip on that one.
Yeah, Mark's pretty tough on me sometimes, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, I mean, even with the reception out here, we've been managing to get stuff done. But I mean, there's been many people here. Actually, surprisingly, I was just talking to Naomi Brockwell. Yeah. There's some interesting things coming on that. Might be getting a video of her. And also, I can see in my eyesight Luke Brodowski.
Ooh.
Do you think we should get him on?
I think we should get him on.
Do you mind switching seats?
I absolutely do not mind. Here he comes.
Wow. Man of the hour. Mr. Luke Brodowski.
Oh, howdy, beautiful and amazing human beings. Good to be on the little Dash show that you guys have over here, and especially PorcFest, which I just arrived to and I love, and it's amazing, and I come every single year. And it's the first time ever, I think it was 7 years ago that I've actually found out about Bitcoin here with someone walking by, and I was like, what is this techno mumbo jumbo nerd money? They're like, no, man, you got to set it up. You got to set up a while. I'm like, this could take down the banks. I'm like, okay, now I'm interested. Now I want to know more. And they opened up my first wallet here. It was a bit more difficult back then. I had to bring up my heavy laptop, find a power source because the battery was all dead. Back in the day, the laptops were horrible. Wait for the network to configure. Left the laptop there for like a day until the network configured, set up my wallet, and then finally was, one of the first independent news organizations that actually accepted cryptocurrencies as payment, which is, instrumental for our progress, our growth, and our sustainability as being, the fourth branch of, the media independent organization that we have.
You're in a pretty unique position, and what I wanted to get you on was, when they were mentioning Venezuela and Zimbabwe, I could see you nodding, and you're one of the few people that I actually know that's actually been to these countries. You've been on the ground and fairly recently. How severely bad is it? What's your experience?
Yeah, when they were talking about the Bolivar and the Zimbabwe, I was like, wait, I have those. I have all of those. I was there. It's not nice economically there, but I think, one thing that's very important is to, especially as a journalist, just to go into a place without any preconceived notions. So a lot of times I travel off the whim and I just land there. Sometimes I don't even have a place to stay. And then you really get a sense of how life is in other countries and how horrible banks and governments are and how the solutions are outside of that. I was also in Somalia just a few weeks ago.
Wow.
And I was talking to the security personnel. I'm like, can you please take Dash? Can we give you some Dash? Let me pay you in Dash. Let me show you how to do this. And I was, teaching them how to, set that up and trying to think of new ways to kind of integrate this. We were at the fish market. Everyone was having machetes there. Our security personnel were like, you got to worry about Somalia because there's, some radicals within the crowds. And the biggest threat that you face is someone stabbing you or shooting you that doesn't like you for being an American there. Wow. Especially a blonde hair, blue eyed, pale, pasty white, white American there. Going on with this video camera filming. So we were walking around the fish market, and of course we had security personnel around us, but the fish market was packed. Everyone has machetes. People were walking around with AK-47s looking at me like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, hey man, you guys want some Dash? Can I buy some fish with some Dash, guys? And obviously they're like, oh man. I'm like, you guys got to have Wi-Fi here. Where's the Starbucks?
Well, speaking of dangerous countries, I flew into this country on Monday. Did I tell you what happened to me with the TSA?
No, probably something horrible.
Well, I mean, I hear lots of stories about the TSA, but I had to fill in like the ESTA form, right? And I've been to America before. It wasn't too bad, but something new happened to me this time. They asked me for my social media profile.
Wow.
How much I'm bringing into the country, but that's normal. You have to declare how much bringing it in, but also how much money I have in my UK bank account.
Wow.
I thought that was, I've not seen that before.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming more intrusive. If you look around, I mean, I think it's becoming more and more noticeable that government extortion, taxation is not the answer. Giving all your money to a bunch of plutocrats who obviously just want power and the finances for themselves is not the answer. The answer is with communities like the Dash community who were going out there fixing things that I, have been working with. We had a Dash proposal that went through successfully once that I was extremely happy about. We gave out hundreds of wallets to just people who were just finding out about this. So it's about looking for solutions outside of it, moving away from the financial system, moving away from governments as much as we can and not fighting them and resisting them. So what happened to you happened to me a number of times. There's a bunch of FBI interrogations that I had to go through, a number of arrests, a number of detentions, a number of threats, a number of physically getting hit, Homeland Security putting a gun to my head before, cocking it before. And this is all with me just being like, hey, I'm here with a video camera just trying to show the world what's actually happening in this world. So there's been a lot of adversities, but with the more adversities that we face, we always have to look at the positive, and I see them as opportunities for people to be awake, to people to see the bigger problems that are out there and seek solutions outside of them. So that's always been kind of my motivating kind of drive, my kind of motivating philosophy that I've been trying to utilize with We Are Change as an independent news organization.
It's very, very inspirational. I mean, I'm a big fan of alternative currencies, but especially if you're traveling, or especially like for people like yourselves, I love gold and precious metals as well, just as preserving my wealth. But you can't travel with that in the countries because you have to declare it. I mean, like, there's so much silver bars here. If I take that home, I'm going to get rinsed on taxes. And even setting up Dash wallets here, talking to some people, I've been a big fan of the Edge wallet just for the ease of use because it's got the username and password. So I'm always carrying cryptocurrency around on my phone. So literally, if I can come off the plane, I can delete that application, go through customs, and then reinstall the app, put my user password, and I've got all my funds. And that seems to be really resonating with the libertarian people here. So like, would you agree that the libertarian movement is now like the cryptocurrency movement?
Well, it's really just a freedom movement. It's people who are sick of the government and the big banks screwing them over, and they're screwing us over more and more than ever, which of course gives us more opportunities to move outside of the system. The thing you mentioned with Edge is a brilliant, amazing idea that people are now utilizing, and I think, you know, we gotta look for alternatives everywhere. When it comes to, you know, media, look at alternative media. When it comes to finances, look at alternative currencies. Because right now, if you really take a look at the world, it's becoming more restrictive, more controlling, but also the opportunities to move away from that are becoming more available to everyone. It's about spreading the word, getting the information out there, not just despair, not just bad things, but hey, look, there's actually solutions there. You know, just having some time in Africa, and I'm like, yeah, in Zimbabwe, a Bitcoin is worth twice the amount that it is anywhere else in the world right now. Yeah, we did a whole video on this on our YouTube channel.
Give it a plug.
The video,
they know it.
Yeah, the video was sponsored by Dash, which again, I appreciate so much from the community for allowing us to do this work. But I think it was called Zimbabwe Bitcoin worth twice as much. If you type that in, We Are Change, you could probably find it. I forgot the exact title of it. But that is there because of the hyperinflation that happened in Zimbabwe and because of the regulations and controls. People can't get their money out of Zimbabwe. So if you want to put in money into a Bitcoin, you're going to have to spend double, because the second you put money in a bank account, it loses 40% of its value. You can't take money out of the banks in Zimbabwe. And because of that, there's, you know, again, there was massive hyperinflation before. Now it's eight times their normal currency to what they claim is the actual value. So if you're trying to buy a Bitcoin, or even if you have Bitcoins, you could, you know, it's a good thing to look at Zimbabwe, especially for expatriating and all the other crazy things that are happening there. We did a whole full report with Jeff Berwick, the Dollar Vigilante, about life in Zimbabwe and moving there and the opportunities there that are there. And luckily, things are looking up in that country compared to where they were before.
Well, that Jeff's a bit of a character as well, right?
To say the least. To say the least, he's getting therapy right now, which I'm very happy to hear. I know he's doing a lot better now, and you know, he's a good friend. He's a good buddy. We've been friends for, you know, too long. Almost died a couple times. He went with me to Venezuela. He went with me to Somalia. He went with me to Zimbabwe. And it's always us kind of egging each other on, like, hey, let's push it to the limit. Let's live life to the extreme. Let's you know, do this. Let's actually experience everything that we can and show the world what we're seeing from a fresh, unbiased, not big money perspective, but from an independent perspective. And a lot of times that's because of Dash and other cryptocurrencies and the new technological wave that's approaching all of us. And it's really something critically important for everyone to be on board of, because if you miss the bus on this one, you're going to get screwed. And a lot of people are getting screwed right now.
Absolutely. So what is next for Luke Radowski?
I have no idea. The Zimbabwe trip was random too. The Somalia trip was very random as well. Jeff's, you know, me and Jeff were talking about it after Acapulco, like, where are you going? Where should we go? He said Somalia, and I'm like, man, I don't know if you should do that. He started booking stuff, and then he came back to me right before we were about to leave, like, we shouldn't do Somalia. And I'm like, oh, come on, stop being a punk. And then we started going back and forth between each other. And then as we're about to get on the plane, like, no, we shouldn't do this. And I'm like, screw it. Let's just go. Let's just do this. Let's experience this. So anywhere in the world right now, I'm also looking for, if you guys, you know, again, most of my stories, again, we're bottom up. We're totally independent. No one tells us what to do. You guys tell us what to do. So if there's an interesting story, especially with the adaptation of cryptocurrencies, of Dash, that you guys want me to cover, that you want me to travel anywhere in the world, I will do it. I travel hack. I use freaking flyer miles. I crash at people's couches. It costs me nothing to do my work. So any interesting story out there, I just can't go back to Venezuela. They're going to kill me if I go back to that country after my news reporting that I did there. They have a very strong online police presence there, and I made a video just about Venezuela that got a couple million views, and I can't go to Venezuela. I know it's somewhere that Dash has been having a good presence in. I would love to. Maybe I could I wouldn't even want to send a reporter down there because it's so dangerous down there, to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to have that on my conscience. But anything else other than Venezuela, where I can't legally go to, I would love to travel to and investigate and research and highlight and put a fully produced video, short documentary about all the exciting new projects that are happening there that are changing people's lives for the better and liberating them from all the control grid systems that are established all around us.
So am I right in thinking that because you travel a lot, you're using things like Airbnb, probably Cheap Air and things like this.
Hostel World.
Are you aware of rewards.com? That was a recent partnership announcement. And as you travel a lot, I think this might be of interest to you. So Cheap Air, you can use Dash to pay for flights, but rewards.com is kind of like a loyalty cashback system, but you can actually earn Dash. And coming over here, I had to book a hotel. So hotels.com, instead of getting cashback, I save 5%. So instead of getting some loyalty points I'm going to forget about, I actually get it in cryptocurrency. So it's got Walmart, it's got all kinds of things. So you can actually earn cryptocurrency now.
Damn it, that was supposed to be my next idea. I was literally talking to a friend about that at the Bitcoin conference in Lithuania. Like, we should have a rewards program for cryptocurrencies, which is that's an awesome idea. But if someone already built it, I'm definitely going to use it. I'm big on rewards points. It's, you know, you could also hack it in certain different ways. It's one of the main reasons why I've been able to, you know, be all over the place, is because I love to travel. I love to discover. I love to learn. I love to be in different places at different times and really live life to the fullest. Are you back up?
Oh, I think we're still live. Okay, yeah, we're still live. I'm going to get verified. Okay, we got verified. We're still up. Okay, so what I wanted to say was, you know how YouTubers always put like these Amazon affiliate links and stuff because they need to earn revenue?
Amazon's a horrible, evil company working on artificial intelligence with the CIA and the FBI, and also doing facial recognition programs with local police departments, creating an Orwellian technocratic police state. So it's very, like, people always are like, Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. A lot of independent creators make a lot of money on Amazon. I refuse to, because just of the ethics and just how horrible of a company Amazon actually is.
So what would you recommend to YouTubers to actually generate funds, because they're kind of under attack right now, but you need that kind of, you have to be in the belly of the beast to use that vehicle to get the message out?
Well, with every adversity, there's an opportunity. Right now, we had Google and Facebook putting a permanent ban on even advertising anything related to cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies, I believe, are a big facet or a big way, especially with affiliate programs, especially with sponsorships, to help each other out. Because again, it's going to be very difficult to get the message out on standard social media because of the ban. But independent media, independent creators, other artists, other people in the field of just creating content could be a good way to merge that and also move away from that kind of censorship as well. Whether it's, you know, mining cryptocurrencies, talking about them, investing in them, I really don't see any other option, because YouTube and Google and Facebook have set so many boundaries for people. There's, you know, they see cryptocurrencies, they see anything alternative to the establishment, to the system, as a threat. And that includes media, that includes cryptocurrencies, that includes alternative currencies, that includes alternative ways of thinking. So everything alternative, there's a huge war on, because they want to keep the status quo. They want to keep their money, they want to keep their power, they want to keep everything going like it is, because it's going really well for them and really bad for everyone else. So really just having more and more voices speak out, being empowered by cryptocurrencies, is necessary to get the word out. If independent media falls out, who else is going to be talking about cryptocurrencies in an honest, fair way? Because as you see, in the mainstream media has been slamming cryptocurrencies for a very long time, even though, you know, again, so much propaganda, so much disinformation saying, oh, terrorism is being sponsored by cryptocurrencies. No, usually that's the CIA's job, and usually they use cash. If you look at all the documented cases that have happened all throughout history, but again, there's so much disinformation, so much propaganda, so much fear mongering, especially about cryptocurrencies in the mainstream media. It's really up to independent media, people like Max Kaiser, people like Jeff Berwick, so many other individuals out there that I've personally worked with in the whole crypto world for a very long time now, that are very necessary to get the fair and honest reporting about what is actually happening in this very convoluted space that is becoming more confusing by the day, and more interest are trying to take over.
Instead of always given the gospel of cryptocurrency. There's always speculation, but I think a lot of it should be based on utility, right? Which is why I think your passion for Zimbabwe and Venezuela speaks volumes. And we're actually seeing that on our merchant directory. We're seeing merchants sign up every day. I think we're over 300 in Venezuela now, and we've not advertised that at all. It's all organic, which is absolutely amazing. I think I would like to put you in touch with Todd, who's the CEO of rewards.com, because I think you could actually, you want to help the people viewing you, watching you, right?
Yep.
And I think you can actually, I think that the new way is not to skim off the top with affiliate fees. It's actually by giving extra added value to your viewers. So like if you want to buy your next MacBook, if you're a student, if you want to order that next game for pre-order your game, I was going to say Amazon then, but I didn't want to trigger you. But like once you save that much money, the next time you want to buy that next great big technology thing you want, whether it's a new phone or camera or whatever, you save that money, so you're going to go do it again. And I think this can actually be something quite new. And as rewards.com is a new partnership, I think we might be able to work the angle on something there. So that's quite exciting. I think we should talk about this off camera. Anyway, I can see Danny's giving me the eye. No, we still good to go? So, Luke, is there anything else that you would like to address or bring up? Because you just got here, right? So you must be pretty tired.
Yeah. I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, drove down here, 8-hour drive, but it's a part of the journey. I'm always energized when I'm talking about the subject, and I can't shut up about them because, again, there's a real passion, there's a real energy, there's a real kind of frequency of solutions that are outside the box. There are real opportunities here that we really need to grasp, and unless we just let it pass us by, we're all going to fall together, whether it's whatever you do. If you're going against the status quo, there's a complete and utter war on all of us. We got to stick together, and the only way to do that is to keep working together. And I appreciate the work that I was able to do with Dash. Hopefully I could do more work with Dash. I really like the cryptocurrencies. I love the ideology. I'd rather be again working with you guys rather than Google, rather than especially Amazon. We have obviously we've been in the crypto game for a while, so our main website is We Are Change, and people have helped us out tremendously through wearechange.org/donate, and it's the only reason we're able to offend and talk about so many issues that no one else will talk about. It's because we're funded and supported by actual individuals and actual people, and we don't have to be adherent to anyone except to the viewers.
Do you actually put your Dash donation address in your video description in your videos?
Yes. Yeah. So in the description, you slide down to any video we do. We have, the cryptocurrencies that we take on there. And they've been incredibly huge, incredibly important to us because the level of shenanigans, the level of just horrible things that are happening behind the scenes, especially with YouTube, are just so daunting. It's incredibly difficult, especially putting out 5 to 7 videos a week, to be just constantly hit and hit and hit and hit. Used to put my name up in YouTube. Other people used to interview me. They put my name in there, automatically demonetized. Video won't ever make any money. They take my name out. Oh, video's monetized right away after they just reviewed it. So there's been so many instances. Yeah. We're always on the first wave of the next YouTube attack whenever they're attacking alternative media, because we confronted Eric Schmidt when he was CEO of Google, when he was at Bilderberg in Switzerland. And ever since then, our Google accounts and YouTube accounts have not been the same. So obviously, we don't hold back. I knew, me and my friend knew when they were confronting Eric Schmidt that there's a serious possibility there's going to be a lot of retribution here. But you know what? Let's do it, because we're, adherent to the people. There's no reason to hold anything back. The more we hold back, the more they win. And I refuse to let them win. We're not going away anytime soon. And there's so much more work to do. And I'm energized. I'm pumped up, and let's do it.
I like the work you do because you're very passionate and you're a man of conviction. You take action, and you're fearless. I've seen your videos.
Pretty dumb too sometimes.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta be dumb, right?
Yeah, the only way to learn is make some mistakes and not be afraid to make those mistakes.
Well, we have a lot of masternodes owners that watch this channel. So if you want to see more of Luke, obviously you've got my vote, Luke. What would you want to see? Because you got funded first time round, and I think second time round, I think this is where the treasury was quite restricted. But if you're viewing this and you're a fan of Luke, tell us in the comments, like, what would you like to see Luke do? Was you happy last time? What else could he offer? Like, because sometimes we need to have that dialogue and that communication. You may have that great idea, but if you don't communicate, we want to do it. You want to deliver, right? You want to help out. You want to help the movement.
Yeah, there's no reason not to, especially with this being a clear solution and a clear answer to everything. But you know, with the first proposal, we decided to do it super slow to kind of prove ourselves, not just, you know, come in there and take a bunch. We took very little, and we gave out hundreds of wallets. We gave out hundreds of, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars of Dash to random people. We did videos about how to start this up. We sponsored videos. Yeah. We had, I forgot the exact number, but, you know, in the millions of reach of people seeing the stuff. But I want to do more. My next proposal that I was proposing was hiring someone from the Dash Discord and doing contest with people of the best way that they could use Dash.
Wow.
Of the best way that they could incorporate Dash into their daily lives. And we would have a competition once a month where all of our viewers would participate, and then they would get a lump sum of the stuff that we got, giving it out as a reward for something that's different, something that's inspiring, something that's creative, and fresh, using and innovating with Dash in a different way, and having that incentive of giving out that Dash. So that was the project that I was going to work on. We of course, I always think big. My first initial idea was even bigger and huger, but it's good. It's better to start small. And you know, everything we do is fully transparent. Every single thing we did was in a spreadsheet showing you guys we did this, this, and this. These are the addresses that we sent the money to. Feel free to verify everything else. Accountability is very important, because a lot of people here just take money and they just run away from it, or just take money and then don't really give you the best bang for your buck. And I would never want to be guilty of that. So we always go out of our way to do as much as we can. And I definitely want to do a lot more. And your ideas and your participation, with even you recommending where I should go and travel to, even if it's Somalia in a fish market with a whole bunch of people with AK-47s and machetes, I'm still going to be like, can I buy some Dash with that fish? And you know, but it's all about just, you know, pushing it, and we're here to push it, and we're here to do more things, and it's really beautiful. Feeling, it's really, man. Yeah, I'm eternally grateful. You know, even though we got turned down, I don't care. It's still fine. I'm still promoting Dash. I'm still talking about Dash. There's no, you know, butthurt feelings here. It's all okay. We're all in the same fight, and I understand some people don't like it, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. Well, and that's totally cool.
I don't think there was anything wrong with your proposal. I think maybe it was a bit of fatigue because there was a few YouTuber ones at the time, and I also think where the treasury's been constricted with the market pullback, I think it's become quite competitive. However, I do think there is value in what you offer, because we always say we want to bring fresh blood into it, right? We want to engage, bring people in, and quite often in our bubble, we're always going after the same cryptocurrency little bubble, but we want mass adoption. And you have a very, very large outreach, and sometimes I don't think people truly appreciate that. So I think the contest and competition idea is great. I would like to see that. If you have any people watching, if you have any competition ideas or any creative ideas that you would like to suggest to Luke that you'd like to do in that kind of way, I think that would be fantastic, and I can forward those on to you.
Yeah, we had different ideas of finding like really amazing causes and people changing the world, and going out there and sponsoring them and doing a full-length video and showing them accept Dash and use Dash for their bigger cause and their kind of you know, life-changing, world-changing activism that they're doing. So there's a bunch of different ideas that I'm, you know, trying to integrate, trying to put out there. Competition is great. The more competition, the better. But just make sure people follow through. Look at, you know, the proposals when we put them out, and actually see the numbers. Make sure everyone's doing everything correctly. See the accountability, because that is a very important part. And this shouldn't just be, you know, gimme. Let's actually create something, which has always been our purpose. Like, I've had, you know, big companies coming to me being like, we want you to work with you. We'll give you a show. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll pay you 6 figures. Do this. And I'm like, fuck off. Like, no, like, I am not going to be a tool. I'm not going to be a stooge. I'm not going to have any strings on me, because every big media interest always has a big political bias, always has something an agenda that they're trying to push. My agenda is to make the world a better place. And I believe cryptocurrencies are doing that. And I believe individuals are doing that outside of government, outside of banks. That's why this is a perfect merger. And I'm not here for the money. I'm here to make a difference in this world. And if we could do it together, hell yeah, let's do it.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see you do a video documentary with Danny on his travels to Mexico, actually helping people
we
out.
already,
And
we
showing
already did a
lives.
video about Danny.
Yeah,
we did a whole video about Danny and his work that he was doing down in Mexico. Danny was, you know, again, incredible work using the Dash community to actually make a difference, especially in Mexico after the earthquake. So I forgot the name of that video, but if you look up,
As it completes when we go back to Mexico next.
I'm always in Mexico. Let's do it. Let's do it, man.
yeah. Like I think like maybe we could.
We're in Mexico more than Mexicans are.
Exactly. We don't want to leave that place. But yeah, we did a video with Danny. Just look up Danny Session, We Are Change, and you'll see the kind of deeper kind of interview that we did about all the incredible work he did there before we were even sponsored, because I've been friends with Danny for way too long.
Since Chile.
Since Chile. Yeah, when was that? What year was that?
Like 2013.
Yeah, 2013. That's when I met Jeff Berwick. Ben Swan was also there. That's when we all kind of got to know each other.
That was the first Anarchapulco, technically.
Sort of. But yeah, it was a very, very interesting conference, just to say the least. To say the least. A lot of interesting other things happened, but that's a whole nother story. But you know, again, I'm excited. Contact me, reach out to me, let me know what you guys want me to do for you. I have the possibilities, I have the means. There's nothing stopping me. If I have an idea, if I have a purpose or a mission, there will be nothing stopping it. And trust me, there's been a lot of people trying to stop me.
We need to get you on Netflix, like just something. You need like a narrative, like how is cryptocurrency changing the world for the good, the bad? You've already been to a lot of these countries, you've seen it on the ground, but we need to reach new audience, whether it's Amazon Prime, whatever. And I know there's going to be restrictions, but
yeah,
we can find that vehicle and that vessel to do it. I think that's going to be a great way, because even that expands beyond your reach, and that's great. But even the Dash cryptocurrency reach, I don't know if that would interest you, or if there's anyone out there that's listening that can make that happen. I think that would be something new and refreshing as well.
Yeah, we could make anything happen if we put our mind to it. Now, I've been around a lot of like the big media people. As soon as you release an idea that's threatening to them or any establishment connected to them, they'll cut you right off. I can't tell you how many kind of professional TV shows and sizzle reels and production companies contacted me and followed me around and did all this. And then it's like, they're like, no, you shouldn't say this. You shouldn't say cryptocurrencies are a big positive against the big banks. You shouldn't say that. Let's change that. And I'm like, no, no. And then obviously it never goes anywhere. So I'm very, very, very doubtful of any kind of big money, big corporate institutions and big government institutions. And I think the only way to do it is organically.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason we survived. I have never bought advertisement. Facebook advertisement is one of the biggest scams out there. If people scroll through a video on Facebook, that counts as a view. You're paying for that. You're paying Facebook. You're paying Google.
Where's that money going?
Where is your money? We shouldn't. This is a major mistake a lot of people are making, especially in the media aspect of sponsorship. Why are you taking money from the community and giving it to the worst corrupt buttholes that are creating a horrible situation? Stop buying these advertisements that technically rob you of your money. Don't even give you the bang for your buck. Don't even show people videos. Someone scrolls down through your video. That counts as a view. No, you're paying for that. That's so stupid. I have never bought advertising. I refuse to buy advertising. You're literally just funneling away money from the people and giving it to the very powerful. And I refuse to do that. So sorry, I got passionate about that.
No, it's hilarious. I love it. It's great. You're in the right place for this.
Yeah. The only way to do it is word of mouth, people to people, peer to peer. And that's the only reason. I've never bought advertising. The only reason we're so successful is because people are like, hey, check out this video. This is pretty cool. This kid confronted David Rockefeller. He confronted Henry Kissinger 5 times. I like seeing Henry Kissinger scared out of his pants and running away. This is pretty cool. So having that kind of aspect of it is the only reason we're successful. And it's the only thing I believe in, because I've been through the gauntlet. I've been through all the big media companies, the big production companies. I've been through, I had many personal private talks with a lot of people in the industry and the higher levels up. And the only way to really, really do this is one-on-one, person-to-person, peer-to-peer. And that's what we always been doing. And we won't compromise on that.
Well, thanks, Luke, for coming on. Where can people find you, follow you, contact you?
Twitter's the best way to contact me. So just contact me on Luke We Are Change. Let me know you heard me here, and I'll follow you back. And then we could DM and talk about there. But feel free to shoot me any ideas. The main website is wearechange.org. The YouTube page is just We Are Change. But yeah, Twitter's the best way. I pay attention to that a lot of times to communicate with people. So Luke We Are Change just on Twitter. And I look very much forward to doing more amazing, incredible things with you guys.
Fantastic. Well, that was episode 57 of the Dash Force Free Amigos. Thanks for
I'm late.
for going on.
I had another meeting.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
And we'll see you next week. And stay dashy.
I got to run, but that was awesome.